Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters. A teaching business can be lucrative. A teaching business, now this ain't saying being a teacher or working for the state or anything. Trust me, they complain. One of my lady friends is a college professor, and she loves it on one level, but on another level, there's a lot of stuff with it. And indeed, you got some school districts, they offering six figures. It can be tough. But a business, specifically a business teaching something in particular, it could be anything. You could be teaching yoga. You could be teaching breathing. I got friends, they might be just teaching something more on that new age level. I got, new age. It could be somebody teaching Bible study or something. Whatever the case, or teaching people how to cook. It can be lucrative. Because the main thing you doing as a teacher, you just doing just that, teaching. Like I would say a business doing it. A business, not teaching in the school system, because like I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff there, and it depends on where you at. Now, if you can get that though, by all means, go for it. And if you have the patience, you're in the right place, all means, go for it. But I've known a lot of teachers in that system. It can be tough. If you called to do it, definitely do it. But say, I don't know, like you're a writer or something, and you teaching people how to write. And especially when you have platforms like Patreon and something like that, I noticed they got a lot of stuff on there where you have some people, they may be just teaching something, and it's whatever your skill level is in. I've heard of people teaching other people, like there was a woman who was teaching other women how to change their oil. That's teaching. Like I said, I was mentioning yoga, dancing. You have some dance teachers out there, all they're doing is teaching people how to dance. Depending on what it is, and also your location, stuff like that, you can make money from it. You could have a spot in a strip mall. Notice how I always bring stuff together. You could have a spot in a strip mall. But it's just a matter of, first, what is your skill? What is your skill? A lot of people have different skills in something. It could be fixing a TV. It could be how to do these videos or something like that. Then you just have to advertise it good, and you can get a good class. And it depends on what you're teaching. Like, you can teach something, you might could charge a little bit of money, but then you have 100 people in that class. You're making a lot of money. Or you could charge a lot of money. You might have a few, but that few is paying. You could charge several $100s for it. In fact, you have some people, they will actually give certifications. They will actually give certifications. Now, it could be in whatever. And here's the funny thing with certifications. Here's the funny thing. Sometimes they're not required by law, but then when you're trying to sell something, you say, well, I'm certified to do this. People are like, oh, okay. But anyway, somebody has to teach them how to do it. You could be somebody teaching somebody how to use different computer programs or something, or, how to use a laptop. It could be whatever. How to do stuff on the phone, whatever that you're good at, it can be lucrative because you're teaching other people. People always need to learn something. It's just a matter of, first, you have the skill. Two, you do need to see if you need to be registered with the state or anything. You need to check with them. A lot of times, there's a lot of stuff they don't care. As long as you pay those taxes, they good to go with you. They good to go. Just pay the taxes. They're like, hey, whatever. Shoot. Even some stuff you might even question. I've seen some people online, they advertising how to work the stripper pole. And I'm serious, they teaching that. People teaching Reiki. I mean, shoot, I could probably spend, if I just wrote down a list, I could probably spend this time in a video just going over the list of everything. Maybe I'll do that in the future if I get some time. But whatever the case, they're teaching. And then, like I said, if they got to register with the state or something like that, that ain't gonna be hard. But then you dealing with that. You just need a good space. Brick and mortar. That's one thing you'll need a brick and mortar for. And indeed, sometimes maybe not. There are people who teach stuff and they just online. Remember I mentioned Patreon. They might just be doing some videos or something like that, or Patreon, Venmo, something like that. And they because I've known people who've taken like aerobics classes online, physical fitness courses, whatever. So you don't even, sometimes you might not need the brick and mortar. It just depends on where you're going to teach. I know some people, they teaching some stuff out in state parks. They just out in the park, In fact, I'm following some people out in California. They be having huge yoga circles, whatever the case. But it can be lucrative depending on what it is. The main thing you just need, though, is you need expertise in that area. You need expertise, you need some charisma, you need to convince them, whoever you're teaching, that you can actually teach. And it can actually be fun. It can actually be fun because I've done some, teaching through webinars and seminars and stuff like that. I've done some. And it can be very lucrative. You just have to be consistent with it. Have something good that you're teaching them. And I'm gonna tell you what, especially if you're teaching them something they can make money with. That's where maybe you might certify them. You can certify them because I remember years ago, I had taught this gentleman, certified him to teach my philosophy as far as relationships. And he paid and everything and gave him a test and everything. May he rest in peace. Unfortunately, he passed away, but, and that's something I always keep in the back of my head. It's whatever you have the skill in, whatever you have the knowledge in, it can be lucrative as long as other people want to learn it. That's it. As long as you got something that people learn, you can teach them how to cook. I mean, there's so much. There's so much. I could probably think about some things I ain't thinking about. How to fix their car, how to change their tire. I mean, there's so many things. But you're just teaching someone else. And I'm gonna tell you what, one thing about teaching, that type of business will always be needed. You're hearing about all these people being laid off. There's a lot of people might just need to learn something else. Because especially if you're teaching someone something where they can make money. Oh, you can make some money. You just have to be in the right spot and be able to advertise and everything and actually know what you're doing. That's it. So that's something to think about, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. I want y'all to think about it. Think about what skills you got, what you could probably teach. You could probably start a business right now, all right? So anyway, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.